Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Round two. We just finished up a live stream. Now we're going to jump into another one on a separate but related topic to what we just discussed. The planned collapsing of the economy, and now the things that should come after that. And we're looking at the date, August 11th, 2019. So let me flip it over to the desktop. If you have missed my work, the playlist on why we're looking at the date August 11th, 2019, several videos here to watch. You got to check out these videos, all very important, all evidence of why we are looking at August 11th, 2019 to try and get ahead of what the New World Order has planned for us. I suspect that that day will be on the level of September 11th, 2001, and it is going to be a major step in the New World Order agenda, the contrived prophecy, bringing about the third temple, the Jewish Messiah, the one world government. Check out that playlist. We're going to cover some of the things from that playlist in this video. But look at this. I got to talking about August 11, 2019 with Derek in a live stream today. Derek's who built the Gematria calculator. And I'll remind everybody, Derek once came across my videos. He thought it was ridiculous, but then he tried it out for himself. He had the willingness to at least apply it and see if he found anything. He said, whoa, maybe there is something to this. And next thing you know, he got so inspired by this work, he built the Gematria calculator, which has revolutionized this research. And it was just because his attitude was at least willing to try out what he thought seemed ridiculous. And if only everybody would do that, there'd be a lot more people who were fans of this work instead of critics. So anyway, I asked Derek if he'd looked into August 11, 2019, and he hadn't really looked into it too much. He'd seen some of my work on it, so we got to talking about it. And we started talking about the bridge collapses. And I asked Derek to look up, because Derek likes to use Google Earth, and I'm not real good with Google Earth. I don't think it's that hard, but for whatever reason, I struggle with that program. So anyway, I asked Derek to look up on Google Earth how far it was from Golden Gate, Florida. Remember, the Jewish prophecy is that the third temple is supposed to be built, and then the Jewish Messiah is supposed to arrive. And we've been looking at all of these connections with August 11th, 2019, Tisha B'Av, the day in history to remember the destruction of the two temples, and what that has to do with the mayor in San Francisco, London Breed, who's going to turn 45 years old on August 11, 2019. If this is like, what are you talking about? Just stick with me. I'm going to put all this together. I'm going to show you how all these pieces of the puzzle just come together way too perfectly. But the thing is, the Jewish Messiah is supposed to arrive through the Golden Gate, and it's supposed to coincide with the third temple. So here we go. We're going to go back to Florida International University. I asked Derek to measure on Google Earth how far it was from where this bridge collapsed earlier this year to Golden Gate, Florida. And I couldn't believe it when he took the measurement, and it came out to 87 miles by the way the bird flies, or 141 kilometers. If you've been following my work, you already know what's up with 141. The word Muslim has gematria of 87. And we know that the Dome of the Rock is a very potential target on August 11, 2019. So let's just put all this together and make it make sense. March 15th, 2018, the day the FIU bridge collapsed. And I did a blog post the day it happened showing that this was no doubt a ritual. We're going to get to why this date and what it matters. But the first thing I want you to see is that from March 15th, 2018 to August 11th, 2019 is a span of 515 days. We're going to get to why 515 matters. We just had a big bridge collapse by the numbers. Earlier this year, I showed how these two events were synced up by the same code. We're going to revisit that. But I want you to see that from this bridge collapse in Italy, not far from, the Vatican. Vatican's what made Dome of the Rock and Temple Mount and all this what it is. It's not truly the site of the first or second temple. That's just like modernist religious revision history by the Catholic Church. So anyway, we had this bridge collapse that was connected to the Vatican and the Catholic Church. I covered this in detail the day it happened. What's interesting is from the day the bridge collapse happened, August 14th, 2018 to the date we're looking at, August 11th, 2019, 51 weeks and 5 days. 515 again. So another big bridge collapse in recent history was in Minnesota. It happened August 1st, 2017. That's a span of 11 years and 11 days, 11/11, to August 11th, 2019. No, actually, you know what, you guys, I'm tripping. It's not. It's 12 years and 11 days. Okay, it doesn't matter. Recent bridge collapse, Minnesota, 515. Okay, so what's up with this number 515? In the same cipher that Minnesota's 515, Jew is 515. And in our most important cipher outside of the base ciphers, Babylon equals 515. Now, when I think of Babylon, I think of the home of the Jews. This is their longest home in the history of the world. This language of letters and numbers, it comes back to Babylon, home of the ancient mystery religions. And the thing about the destruction of the two temples in history is the first temple, Solomon's temple, was destroyed by the Babylonians and Nebuchadnezzar. The second temple, Herod's temple, was destroyed by the Romans. So we have this relationship here with 515 now that makes sense. August 11th, 2019 is to remember the destruction of the two temples, which is connected to the prophecy of the third temple. And lo and behold, we have these bridge collapses in 515. And again, the third temple coincides with the Golden Gate. Now, Golden Gate, Florida is very close to where this bridge collapse happened, and we're going to get to what the Golden Gate Bridge has to do with August 11th, 2019. So, London Breed, which reminds of London Bridge instantly, is the mayor of San Francisco. She took over for Ed Lee after he was murdered by the numbers. August 11th, 2019, she'll turn 45 years old. She's also the 45th mayor of San Francisco. A lot of 45 there. Now, this is the thing about 45. Golden Gate in our two reduction-based ciphers, Golden Gate is 45. 45, 45. Holy Bible's 45, 45. This whole prophecy is biblical. The word bridge with the alphabetic order is 45. Now, think about the FIU bridge collapse. FIU, 45. And I'll remind everybody, the FIU bridge collapse, if you didn't notice already, go back and watch the footage of it. We're not going to do it now. I'm not going to do anything that could potentially get me a copyright strike because I already have one. Another one would put me in suspension. Go back and look at the footage of the FIU bridge collapse. The bridge gives out right where a crane is leaning up against the bridge. And every time I watch the mainstream media, nobody mentioned about how the crane was right up against the bridge where it gave out. It's like, it's not hard to see how this bridge collapsed. That crane put force on it. It's just right in front of your face. They put it right in front of your face and they don't talk about it and they act like you're too dumb to see it. So anyway, the FIU bridge collapse was a very specific ritual. Now, look at this. The FIU bridge collapse was March 15th, a date written 15/3 like 153. Holy Bible has that gematria of 153. March 15th is also the 74th day of the year, the Ides of March. The bridge that collapsed after it, it looks like I forgot to put up the screenshot up here. We'll just do it right now. This is important. That's supposed to be up here. From March 15th, 2018 to the bridge collapse August 14th, 2018, a span of 153 days. Think about March 15th, 15/3, 153. To August 14th, 153 days later. Biblical riddles, sick riddles, subtle riddles, things that most people would never pick up on or imagine. So this happened 153 days later, span of 153 days. The first bridge collapse on the 74th day of the year. The next one, the Morandi Bridge, which has gematria of 74. Another thing I forgot to put up here, in light of the first bridge collapse being on the 74th day of the year, and the next being a bridge with 74 gematria, is bridge collapse, when spelled correctly, bridge collapse, also 74. Reduction cipher, where you take into account the S, bridge collapse 74. Important cipher here. So we can see now, why does this bridge collapse on purpose on the 74th day of the year? Why do we get another bridge collapse synced up, with 74 gematria, a span of 153 days later, which again wasn't far from the Vatican stronghold, the home of the Jesuit order. It's the Masonic Alliance. It's part of this New World Order cabal by the numbers. Notice Jesuit order, also 153, just like Holy Bible. So we have these events, right? Riddles, part of a plan, part of a bigger biblical prophecy. One near Golden Gate, another near the Vatican. Okay, this is the reason these were the sites of these rituals. Now, with regards to the 74, I want you to be reminded again that the Jewish Messiah is supposed to arrive through the Golden Gate at the time of the construction of the third temple, or when this plan gets into motion. Messiah in Jewish, both gematria of 74. Just like gematria, just like English, just like Masonic. Notice they both have gematria 29 as well, like claps. We're getting these symbolic bridge collapses by the numbers. The mayor's name here in San Francisco, London Breed. I mean, again, that name reminds of London Bridge. She's born in 74, and the name London, also 74. Isn't it a little bit much? Is she going to be the perfect mayor for the planned collapse of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco? Again, right now, this is going on in the world. There's a temple coin that's been formed. All the proceeds go to building the third temple. So they're literally raising money in the world right now for the third temple. I was also able to confirm that this coin went on sale on the 102nd day of the year, April 12th. It's a shekel 102. Again, the New World Order does everything by the numbers. This shekel went on sale on the 102nd day of the year. Notice the gematria of 30 as well. It's silver. Silver has the gematria of 77, like Judaism, like Zionist, like United States, who controls this nation. A silver shekel for the Zionist plot to build the third temple near the site of the Western Wall, where Donald Trump was exactly 811 days before August 11, 2019. In case you've forgotten, here's Donald Trump, the first Jewish president, the crypto Jew, all of his family, all of his children married into Jewish families besides little Baron. He's about to have his bar mitzvah, which is synced up with August 11, 2019. But again, here's Donald Trump, announces the 45th president-elect on November 9th, 11-9, Orthodox 119, Star of David 119, Ashkenazi Jews 119, Tisha B'Av 9/11, Tisha B'Av to remember the destruction of the two temples. How about the two towers? How about the dancing Israelis? Don't forget Donald Trump. I said it from day one. This is a biblical prophecy, a mocking the trumpets. In Revelation, it's the trumpets that are the warnings. Holy Bible, 45 forwards and backwards, like Mike Pence is VP. The trumpets. Berlin Wall, 45. Anniversary of the fall of the wall. What else has fallen? Temples, Dome of the Rock. So here it was. Donald Trump was in his little chosen one cap on May 22nd, 2017, Jerusalem Day. From May 22nd, 2017 to August 11th, 811 days later, right? 811 days. We write August 11th in the US 8/11. And the thing about 811 is it's the 141st prime number. Again, you want to find prime number relationships like that. Gematrinator makes it easy for you. Just type in a number under number properties. 811 prime, yes, the 141st. Right away, I said, oh my God, San Francisco, California in our base cipher is 141. How about the 102 in light of the shekel coin going on sale the 102nd day of the year? But don't forget that the Golden Gate Bridge construction began in 33, which has that gematria of 141 too. Big number with the false flag on 9/11, 1968, 33 years before 9/11 happened. 911 made the national emergency dialing code. World Trade Center construction began. George W. Bush graduated from Yale and Skull and Bones. Space Odyssey 2001 came out. Don't forget that when you're at 33, it's 156. False flag. Got that gematria 33, and in Jewish, also 156. The firm that built the World Trade Centers, Magnus and Klemenkic Associates, their name equals 156. But Donald Trump, the other important part about this, the May 22nd, 2017 date, the date that he was at the Western Wall where they're supposed to build the third temple, to August 11th, 2019, the date that's ripe for disaster. Again, Tisha B'Av that day, the festival of sacrifice on the Islamic calendar, the pilgrimage to Hajj, the Muslim pilgrimage, all at that same time, the way it falls this year. May 22nd is the 142nd day of the year, leaving 223 days remaining. August 11th is the reflection of May 22nd, the 223rd day of the year, leaving 142 days remaining. The Synagogue of Satan, 223, terrorist, 142. 9/11 attack lasted an hour and 42 minutes. 9/11 attack also lasted 102 minutes. There's another 102. Al-Qaeda is 102 in Jewish gematria. Go figure. But when you write out 42 as a word, it's 142. Zionism 42. This is a Zionist plan. Donald Trump was in Jerusalem Day, or in Jerusalem for Jerusalem Day 134, like Tisha B'Av, like 9th of Av, also like Make America Great Again. 9th of Av is just the English way to say Tisha B'Av. They're the same thing. But it's interesting how both ways have matching gematria. It's a number of destruction. We've talked about that many times. Here's Tisha B'Av 2019. Don't forget the Quran code centered around the number 19. Don't forget chaos equals 19. 11 months after September 11th, master number 11. So Tisha B'Av, look out next year. The other thing is Trump, the big number with him is 58. 1/20/2017, the date he celebrated his inauguration date with 58 numerology. It was the 58th presidential inauguration. He was the winner of the 58th U.S. presidential election. He announced he was running from the 58-story Trump Tower. He hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray for Inauguration Day. Third Temple 58, Herod's Temple 58, Solomon's Temple 58, Jerusalem 58, Freemasonry 58, Secret Society 58. And for the ultimate kicker, August 11th, 2019, 8 plus 11 plus 20 plus 19, 58. What do you know? What do you know? Baron Trump, what's his name equal? 141? What a coincidence. Baron Trump is bar mitzvah. Synced up real well. Bar mitzvah, he's going to turn 13 on March 20th. From that day to what looks like Destruction Day, 144 days later, the time number. You know? And Jared Kushner, who there's been headlines writing and saying that he could be the Jewish Messiah, the guy who's at 666 Fifth Avenue. He's going to turn 38 years old, January 10th, 2019. There's something about the date January 10th, 1/10, like 110. Prophecy has this gematria of 110. When you take into account the exception for the 19th letter, prophecy is also 38, like how he's going to turn 38 on January 10th. From his birthday to August 11, 2019, where the Dome of the Rock looks like a target, it's 213 days or 7 months and 1 day. Dome of the Rock, 213. Temple, 71. Talmud, 71. Jared Kushner, another 134. Syncs up nice with Tisha B'Av, 9th of Av. Little too well. Donald Trump and Jerusalem Day. It all just syncs up a little bit too much. Jew and Kabbalah. Kabbalah is 38 in Hebrew and in English. August 11th, 19, also a date with 38 numerology. Death, 38 and 213 in the Satanic Cipher. Prophecy in Jewish gematria is 666, like where Kushner resides. The evil half of Kabbalah is spelled like this, Qliphoth. Gematria 666. This is all Kabbalah. Doing stuff this way. You know? And just for good measure, let me see if I can pull this up here. The Simpsons have an episode about the apocalypse cow. Remember, I figured out this whole thing because of the red heifer story. The cow was born on September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year. It pointed back to Tisha B'Av this year and pointed forward to Tisha B'Av next year. Again, check out the playlist for more information. But I started looking at things like this. The Simpsons have a cartoon about this happening. It came out April 27th, 2008, a leap year. That was the 118th day of the year. The Simpsons put out this cartoon. 11 years before August 11th, 2019. The Simpsons, known for its predictive programming. Notice the XXX. X is the 24th letter in numerology. 2 plus 4 is 6. So XXX is 666, our prophecy number. Another cartoon that has a lead writer who's Jewish. Oh, hold on. You guys got to know this about the writer for The Simpsons. This episode for The Simpsons is called Apocalypse Cow, which has the same gematria as Temple Mount. Also, Ritual Sacrifice. August 11th, 2019 is during the Festival of Sacrifice on the Islamic calendar. Here's the other piece you need to know about. The writer for The Simpsons, Matthew Abraham Groening, gematria of 223. Just like August 11th, the 223rd day of the year. And that other big Jewish number, 119, Springfield, you know Springfield, where The Simpsons is set. Orthodox, Star of David, All-Seeing Eye. But hold on, where's the other one I got to show you? South Park, I think it's called Ginger Cow. I should pull it up here. So South Park put out an episode called Ginger Cow about this same topic, the cow that foreshadows the end of the world. It's called Ginger Cow, which equals 142, like how August 11th leaves 142 days left in the year. There's also a show called Dig, which is literally about blowing up the temple the Dome of the Rock to build the third temple. It's about a Zionist conspiracy. See if I can pull it up here. Dig, August 11th. No, that's not the one. I do have a post here somewhere. See if I can find it. The TV show Dig. Here we go. So, this show, it began March 5th, 2015. It ended May 7th, 2015. March 5th is the 64th day of the year. It's about a conspiracy in Israel. Israel equals 64. Zion, 64. Thelema, the occult religion that's important to these Zionists. Thelema, 64. The motto is do what thou wilt, 64. And look at Synagogue of Satan, 64. Okay? So this show began on March 5th, the 64th day of the year, about this Zionist conspiracy. It ended May 7th, which is a date that's 64 days later. If you don't count the end date, it's 63 days later. And Rabbinic Judaism, 63. That's the ones that follow the Talmud. And if you read about Rabbinic Judaism, you'll see how the number 63 is relevant to their book. You can do a little homework there. I've talked about before. I can't think what the Masonic motto for, hold on. What's Latin for order out of chaos? No, that's not the one I want. What's the, I just wrote about it. That's the one I want. This is it. Ordo ab chao, cow. Here we go. No, that's not the same spelling. That's interesting though. What's the, I just covered it earlier today. Covered this earlier today, straight from the Freemason Encyclopedia. Hold on, I got to bring it up. Just bear with me a moment here. I got it. Straight from the Freemason Encyclopedia. Could this be the one? That's not the one. Shoot. I do too many blog posts, you guys. Hold on. Bear with me. This is the one. Here we go. Straight from the Freemason Encyclopedia. You know what? I guess I made a mistake here when I presented this. It shouldn't actually be order. So it is actually ordo. Okay, well, this is also interesting because 46, consider that this show began on March 5th. It's interesting. This is interesting as well. Temple Mount has this gematria 46 and 53. And the 188 thing is the big Bavarian Illuminati number. Okay. I made a little error this morning, but I will correct that. But even still, the right one fits the point I was trying to make. Okay, so May 7th is also the 127th day of the year. I was just talking about the Bavarian Illuminati, 127. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, 127. That's the most Jewish branch of Freemasonry. This whole thing's about religion. Religion's 53. Again, it started on the date March 5th, a date that can be written 3/5 or 5/3. Catholic has that gematria 35 and 46. Religion has that gematria 46 as well. Religion also has that gematria of 127. And in light of the way our English holy books are coded, I don't think it's hard to see who's behind all this. May 7th, the date this happened, a date that can be written 5/7 like Jews. More importantly, May 7th can be written 7/5. Order out of chaos, the English way to write it, 75. New World Order, 75. Again, right here, October 6th, 1940. Hold on, I got to type in more. October 6th, 1940, New World Order. This is the date of the New York Times article, New World Order Pledged to Jews. Isn't that nice? October 6th, 1940. That was a date with 75 numerology. New World Order 75, Order out of Chaos 75, Order 75, all in our base ciphers. Catholic Church 75. Big part of the New World Order here. So if you missed my work on the long video I did on this, there's a whole lot more to it. The fate of the man, what happened to him. He got off by the code. But coming back to this dig thing right here. The show is called Dig. Dig has the gematria of 20. The focus is on destroying Temple Mount. Temple 71, that's the 20th prime number. So they go together well. Temple and Dig, 71 and 20. The Muslims, they call the site at Temple Mount the Haram Esh-Sharif, gematria of 71. That's the target. Some other little notes here. From the conclusion of the show to the date, these 222 weeks really jump out in light of the whole Order out of Chaos thing. So, if you ask me, it's just too many things just syncing up way, way, way too well. Dome of the Rock, also 138, like Donald Trump. You know, they got Donald Trump on the coin. The third temple, and these two things have to happen together. The destruction of the Dome of the Rock and the third temple. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, people, they're not afraid to blow things up, as we know. Not for their agenda. All righty. Well, I think we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Before I go, I guess I'll come and check on the chat to see if anybody has a question. Nobody ever really seems to have a question. It's usually something, or I mean, you do, but unrelated. I see we only got 55 likes. Maybe this video, maybe you guys aren't appreciating it. 200 and some people watching, 55 likes. It's not a very good ratio. Let's see here. Yeah, Order out of Chaos is what they're doing, indeed. Yeah, Michael Jackson died by the numbers. You could pick up my book, C.K. Nelson. I got Michael Jackson's death in there. And since you asked about Michael, let's look at his father. His father just died by the numbers earlier this year. See if I got it here. I don't want the death of Michael Jackson. I have a ton of work on that. Died in June here. Oh, come on. Where's my Joseph Jackson post? I've done so much work on Michael Jackson's death. Covered it many times. It's in the book. What in the world? Sometimes my blog is not cooperative when I'm looking for things. Here. There we go. Joe Jackson. Dead at 89 by the numbers. So 89 is the 11th Fibonacci. Black is 11. Let's see. Joe Jackson died June 27th, 2018. Born July 26, 1928. Ended up dying in the same month as his son. Notice Joseph equals 89, dead at 89. In Satanic Gematria, Joseph Walter Jackson, 890. Shout out to Darrell. It was Darrell out in Houston. Radio host who pointed that one out to me. Darrell sharing this work all over Houston. I appreciate it. Joe Jackson has died 9 years and 2 days after his son, I wrote. Michael passed June 25th, 2009, a date with a life lesson number of 42. When you write out 9, it has that gematria of 42. Joseph Jackson died on a date with 33 and 51 numerology, just like Michael in our two most essential base ciphers, the alphabetic order and the rules of numerology. Michael 51 and 33. Joseph Jackson dead on the date with the right numerology. Who knew we'd go from talking about the temple to Michael Jackson, but not too hard to answer your questions. So I'm sure there was even more to this. I was working at the time when this happened. I was blowing people's mind in the car, though. I was just telling them all this stuff in real time. It was on the radio that day. I was driving people around. I was in my last days of driving for Uber and Lyft. I moved a few days later after this. So I was grinding all the way up until the move. Enemy of knowing says they're addicted to the knowledge. I like the spirit. TFR ran a replay of the Gematria Effect this morning, 6 a.m. Well, I know my show replays a few different times throughout the week, so I'm not sure if that's abnormal or not. Tacoma Narrows Bridge Collapse. I could look into that one. Let's look at it. Tacoma Narrows Bridge Collapse. Closed November 7th. Closed on a date with 58 numerology. What day did it collapse? Here, I need to do a better search. Date the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapsed. Okay, so it was the day that it closed. November 7th. That's the day leaving 54 days left in the year. I know that just off the top of my head, but here I'll verify it. November 7th, 54 days left in the year, the 311th day of the year. We talked about how Bridge has the gematria of 45, also 117, November 7th, the day it collapsed. Good day for an experiment, huh? So, okay, it's already getting interesting. This is why gematria is awesome, you know? In moments, you can really start to see things, especially knowing this calculator. You know, back in the day when I first did this research, I had to do everything by hand, and even then it didn't take that long to figure things out. But with this calculator, I mean, it's just like boom, boom. So, okay, November 7th, we're already going somewhere with this. It's got that 58 numerology. It's got that 77 numerology. It's got 23 numerology that date as well, symbol number. I'll check out the name of the bridge here, Tacoma Narrows Bridge. I know Tacoma's 53 with the alphabetic order. That's interesting. Tacoma Narrows Bridge 206. That's like Seattle, not far away, is the 206 area code. A lot of people in Tacoma have the 206 area code too. It's 307 prime. 307 is the 63rd prime. 118 death, 89 the 11th Fibonacci number. What's it just with Tacoma Narrows? That's interesting that Tacoma Narrows is 53, because Tacoma is also 53 alone. That Greek or the Latin motto, Latin for order out of chaos. I need it again. What is it? If something stands out here, put this up here again. Notice the 82 when I put this up here. Notice the 53 as well. I mean, Tacoma Narrows 53, Tacoma 53. Notice the Tacoma Narrows as the 82-53 thing going on, like the motto. And Seattle also has that 82 connection, which is just right by. It's about a 25, 30-minute drive from Seattle to this bridge. It's a toll bridge. You got to pay for it if you want to cross. There's a new one there now. What else can we look up about the Tacoma Narrows Bridge? I've already seen enough to call like, okay, this was not an accident. $1940. God, it makes you wonder. When did they? Let's go back and read about the collapse. It collapsed because of whatever that word is, aeroelastic flutter 4 months later, as well as the replacement of the original bridge. Let's see what this term yields here. I know I've seen this footage before with the bridge, just like it looks like it's Gumby. Looks like it's jello shaking all over the place. We're going to measure from that July 1st date to the date it collapsed here in a second, but I just want to see this cause. So it sums to 75, like order out of chaos in the same cipher. That jumps right away. Okay, let's measure here. July 1st to November 7th. Let's see here. $130 days or 129 days later. 4 months and 6 days reminds me of chaos. 129 is the value of American Jewish gematria. You see this 18 weeks and 3 days? You see that one right there? If I'm not mistaken, order out of chaos is 183. I got to go back and do some more research on this. And wasn't it severe wind that made this happen? I mean, trust me, guys, I have questions too. Like, what are these people capable of? Who are these people? Are these even people? I gotta go back and watch They Live for a reminder. This all looks a little bit too perfect, though, doesn't it? Especially the whole November 2nd thing. And one more time, bridge 117, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. You know what else? I see something here in the word bridge. When you use the exception on E, when you use its master numerology, bridge is 54 in the reduction cipher. November 7th leaves 54 days left in the year. You guys might recall Roy Halladay, the baseball pitcher, died on that day. Baseball has that gematria 54 in 2 of the 4 base ciphers. Probably remember that. And Major League Baseball has the gematria of 117. Roy Halladay died outside of Holiday, Florida. That was another ritual with these numbers. Murder of the Cy Young winning pitcher. All right, I hope I satisfied you there with the quick Tacoma Narrows decode. I'm sure there's more to it. June 25th is George Orwell's birthday. It also happens to be my lady's birthday. She's got George Orwell's birthday. I got Ernest Hemingway's birthday. But yeah, June 25th is one of their big days. I call it Orwell Day. Let's see here. guys are leaving too many comments for me. Let's see. I'll have to go back and look at the 2000 Super Bowl halftime show. I don't remember. False Jews are not the Jews. Yeah, I definitely know that. They're the false ones. Starting the book tomorrow. Thank you so much, Angela. Appreciate it. Should we warn people about the bridge? Well, I'll tell you what. If I was in the Bay Area, I would stay away from the bridge during Tisha B'Av, and maybe wait until we get closer to the date to talk to people about it, because most people in this world don't care an ounce about the truth. They'll think you're crazy. They'll say, "What? Because of some letters and numbers code?" You could show them 10,000 things that stack perfectly, and most people will probably raise an eyebrow at you and say you're insane. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience there, because that's what I've been dealing with for years. That said, when it gets close to the date, if you have loved ones in the Bay Area, I'd say, "Hey, you know what? I got this intuition that maybe we should skip the bridge today." I think that would be a responsible way to handle it. Most people just are not open to the truth. What happened this morning? I lost my internet went out this morning, so the feed got cut. Ron Walker says he's going to be in his bunker on August 11, 2019. It's nice that you have a bunker. I'm not hiding, though. Bring it on. I'll be in Israel with the megaphone if you guys can help sell these books. I'll be right there at ground zero ready for it. Let's see. What about the real London Bridge, Lake Havasu in Arizona, Zach? I didn't know that there was a London Bridge at Lake Havasu. I'm just trying to think. That's the time of year that college is starting. I used to be at Lake Havasu around that time of year. Watch out for the college kids. I don't think they'll hurt the college kids. I think they'll be all good. All right, let me just check out this bridge. London Bridge at Lake Havasu. I didn't remember that this existed there. Okay, Lake Havasu City. Construction started in 67, so that'll be 52 years. Prophecy has the gematria of 52. This is interesting. Might have to keep our eyes on this place. Construction ended in 1971. That's interesting. Temple 71, Talmud 71. Arizona has that gematria of 84. The more I think about this, the more this could be a great clue. I might end up doing another decode on this. But Arizona has that gematria 84, like Zionism, like Masonry, like Jesuit, United States of America. Yeah. What's Lake Havasu City equal? Funny, I never knew this before. Nice. 158, like Freemasonry. That's good. But then again, I mean, so many things in this nation are coded out to tributes to Freemasonry, because that's who created this place. CERN has the 666 symbol in its logo. It sure does, just like how NASA's full name equals 666 in gematria. Remember, only the people with wisdom know how to calculate 666. 42-mile-per-hour wind. It did say that. I should have commented on that. Washington's also the 42nd state. I mean, I don't know how these people do this. 1940, it's just like, what are these people holding back from us? That's true. I should look at what the name Nikola Tesla, you guys, is another 119 in gematria. Don't forget that. His name has all sorts of interesting things in it. Nikola's 62, like Mason. Tesla's 57, like Scottish Rite, and 78, like Scottish Rite, and 33, like Masonry. Um, let me see the years on Nikola Tesla. When was he doing this stuff again? Yeah, a long time ago. Whew. Yeah, we forget, or at least I forget sometimes. It's just like, man, okay, they had some serious technological capability a long time ago. So I guess 1940 was well within reason. Remember, they admitted that they had the ability to flood on command in 52. They probably really had the ability long before that. We see why they admitted it in 52. Flood 52, Earth 52, Hurricane 52. Always using that number to mock us in these storms. But in some cases, it doesn't even take that sophisticated technology to mock us. That whole FIU bridge collapse was driving me nuts because I was just noticing on the news. I was like, look, you can see where the bridge gives out. It's right where the crane's leaning up against it. I mean, what's hard to see here? Gloria Wright says, what about the next date for big news? I don't know. I mean, there's just so many dates that we could circle. We got to look at the numerology, of course, and also the other calendars, such as the Hebrew calendar. But every month, I always have my eyes open on the dates with the 44 numerology. I'm just always ready for the news on the 44 date. We got a 44 date this coming week, Tuesday. It's going to have our 44. We'll see what we get. Maybe they got a shooting for us, a delayed celebrity, a collapsing economy. We'll see what they got for us Tuesday. I'm sure it'll be something. Jack D, I don't know if the Golden Gate Bridge is coming down, but there's a major ritual in the works that involves the Golden Gate Bridge on August 11, 2019. And I've had a playlist on this. So even before I covered this tonight, I've already talked about this. So check out the playlist, The Warning for August 11, 2019. I'm just revisiting some things and adding in some new information here where we began. Once this thing's over, it'll upload as a full video and you can watch it from the beginning. Lori says she lives in Tacoma and there's a definite Freemason presence there. Well, that is absolutely true, Lori. And there is a definite Freemason presence in every single town in this nation. All of them. Jack D pointed that out. He said they're everywhere in caps. That is right. They're all across this world everywhere. That's how they pull off all of this across the world every day because there's a lot of them. Where will I be on August 11, 2019? Wherever I got to be. I'm not changing my life. Well, you know where I would like to be again. Where I would like to be on August 11, 2019 is where I think these things are going to happen, with some truth seekers behind me, ready to speak out and educate. So, Lori, the real threat there in Tacoma, and I don't mean to worry you, but the real threat is what makes Seattle and that region one of the 30 most dangerous cities to live in the entire world, and that's Mount Rainier, which is an active volcano. Tacoma and Seattle are built on the mud flows of the last time Rainier erupted. If Rainier erupted, all you people down there in Tacoma and Auburn would have a serious problem. So, but then again, Rainier's on the timeline if it could erupt tomorrow or in the next million years. So you'll probably be all right. This is the most confusing comment of the night. Who cares about history of the pen? Or maybe she's mocking. That must be why. I get it. Okay, she was probably making fun of somebody else's comment. I was like, what? How can you write that and then write history repeats itself? Let's see. Jack D says, is the guy who plays Jimmy Carter the same guy who played JFK? In my book, I acknowledge that conspiracy theory, and I share what I think is interesting about that. If Jimmy Carter was JFK, he would have had to have undergone major surgery, though, including like I don't know, having part of his bones cut out of his legs because he's definitely a shorter person than JFK was. But there is a real interesting thing about that conspiracy theory. And in my book, I do acknowledge, I say this is the only conspiracy theory that this book is considering. The rest of this book is conspiracy fact. But the conspiracy theory of Jimmy Carter, JFK becoming Jimmy Carter, there is something very interesting to it. So it's in the book. I cover it there. Gematria Form says the only 47 we need to know. I don't agree with this statement. There's a lot of 47 we need to know, but he points out that Judeo-Masonic and the Chaldean cipher is 47. Truth Seeker, your share there. I just want you to think about what you wrote. That's not a very good decode. Sun worshippers of the sun. I mean, come on, man. Sun worshippers of the sun. That's not anything. Or did you mean to write worshippers of the sun equals 93? If worshippers of the sun equals 93, that is interesting in light of how they say it's 93 million miles away. I got to just check it out. Ah, it is. Very interesting. It's also 96 like Freemason. It's also 228 like United States of America. That is interesting. Okay. Make sure you type out your decodes correctly. It makes all the difference. It looks like that whole Tacoma Bridge was built for the experiment, the way it looks. You guys, about the Golden Gate Bridge, it's entirely possible that nothing happens to the Golden Gate Bridge on that day, and it's just the symbolism for the greater ritual of the temple. It's also possible that something does happen at the bridge and also happens at the site of the Dome of the Rock and possibly Mecca. It's possible that all sorts of things go down that day. Are the Chiefs losing to the Patriots tonight? Because that's what I'm expecting. Zion National Park. Well, I think you know what's up with it. Who runs it? Page 223 of Morals and Dogma talks about Lucifer, the morning light, and you know why. Synagogue of Satan. Frank says the people in Chicago don't care about the truth, and that's pretty much true in most places. Thanks for the recommendation. JR Smooth says if you get on my Patreon, if you're a sports gambler, it'll help you a lot. But it also help you out with a lot of other things. I mean, I'm putting a lot of good content there. Gematria schools every Tuesday night. If more and more people continue to sign up, I might even start doing an additional night of Gematria school, just if Tuesday night's not the night that works for other people. And remember, I mean, if you can't be there live, you can always watch it anytime after. But being there live is nice because you can ask questions and I'll answer them in real time. It's like a virtual classroom. Gematria school. Obama's birthday, 84. That's right. Obama in Jewish Gematria equals 84. Not by accident. The word bomb in Jewish Gematria equals 84, and that was all part of the mocking. We got Osama, Saddam, the bombing of the towers, then you got Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Everything these people do to us is meant to mock us. Gematria 85, that is a great catch. He points out that Abrahamic religions equals 515 in the English extended. If you weren't here at the beginning of the video, we were showing these rituals with all of these bridge collapses in connection to August 11th and the number 515. Very good connection. Thank you. And I'm sure we're going to find more because I've never looked at the number 515 before tonight. Gematria Forbes says he needs me in front of military bases with a bullhorn. Uh, you think that's a better idea than in front of Israel? I don't know if that's a better idea, but I'd like to be all sorts of places with a bullhorn calling out all the wrongdoing. So Derek points out that Jesus is 515 in the English extended cipher. If only Messiah was. Again, but Jesus does connect to Messiah, so it is interesting. Tim Power says, thanks for the copy of the book. Tim Power was one of the lucky winners of a free book. Hey, Tim Power, if you can ever afford to buy a copy, I'd be grateful because I got to get that sales number up to motivate these publishers. Spirit of Truth says, I hope you eat plenty of calories. Well, I'll tell you what, when you lay on your bed all day doing decoding, it actually doesn't take that many calories. I have literally been laying in my bed all day today. And I'm not sure it's the best for my back, but I do have a firm mattress, so it's okay. Let's see. By the way, I have to hang out in my bedroom because it's the furthest from where my girlfriend's studying. She's the queen of the house, and she pretty much studies around the clock these days, so she can't hear me in here. Arthur Eden says, I'm curious what Zach's angle is besides making some money. He's a Mason, but discussing all these behind the scenes things. Well, I mean, consider that I did this for 5 years, day and night for free, for no money. So consider that this work has been prophetized for, since I came back in, well, what? I mean, I just essentially a few months. So 5 years of nothing for profit makes it all about money for the last few months. And again, if I still had all my savings and stuff, I'd still be doing this for free. But I spent all my money, by not working and putting out this and just living on my savings. So I think I put in enough time to ask for something back. And everything I'm asking back for what I'm doing is very modest. A 773-page book for $5. 8+ hours of tutoring a month for $11. How much research am I doing for the sports guys who pay $5 a month? I'm putting in like, I don't know, 100+ hours a month of research, and not counting the presentation time and taking the time to do live feeds. So I feel like everything I'm doing is priced very, favorably for the person who has to put up a little coin. Feel like everybody's getting the better end of the bargain than I am. But at the same time, it's nice that a lot of people are supporting the Patreon and people are buying the book. I do have a decent cash flow right now. Not enough to build an army or a truth seeker network like I'd like to. But, if things continue to go at this rate for a couple years, well, and at the rate I save, then I'll have some money to do something. But what are we going to be? Where are we going to be in a couple years? I would like things to happen more urgently. That's why I keep saying, all of you out there who are subscribed to this channel, who just sit there and think like, I don't really want the book. You guys, by not acting and helping out and supporting, you're preventing multiple things from happening. You're preventing this book from getting into paperback, hardback format in a reasonable period of time, which is now and not later. And you're preventing the resources from coming in so that, I see Derek in here, people like Jonathan, all the people who are contributing who would like to do this full time. If I had enough money come in, I would just hire them. I'd say, okay, here's your new salary. Now you don't have to go to your other job. You can just do this full time. And if we had a fleet of us doing this full time, working together, putting our minds together, it would go to a new level. I mean, Derek and I got on the, what do you call it? The live cast, the live stream, whatever you call it. We got on there, and just in a very short period of time, we made some brilliant connections. And again, the more minds you put together, the more people working together, the more time that people have to work at this, the more that's going to happen. So I'm telling you guys what my goals are. I'm asking if you can help out. Again, 20-some thousand of you haven't picked up the book. You go out and you spend $5 each. All of a sudden, I have a lump sum of cash of, well, God, I got to pay taxes. So there goes a big chunk of it. But there's still a big chunk of change to make something happen. Hire some people, go somewhere, make some documentaries. This is the stuff that has to happen. Bribe a publisher to print the book, you know? George Brooks says, I just seen your post about the NBA opening night. Who do you think is going to win this year? Well, George Brooks, I'm going to ask you to go back and read that post because it very clearly says who I expect to win the finals in numerous ways. So go back and read it one more time for me. And the reason I'm not shouting out is because I'd also like to get more of you guys to read my blog. You know, I put out a lot of information there every day. Free to Find Truth. Search Free to Find Truth. You'll find it. It's the one with all the gematria posts on it. It's a dead giveaway. And oh yeah, by the way, you guys, I'm obviously not a Mason. I mean, I love when people accuse me of being a Mason. I have never been in a Masonic temple. I would never want to be a Mason. And I think if I was a Mason, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Don't you? Don't you? Let's see. Hey, you guys, as I said that out loud, you know what I want to go back and look? I want to go back and see what day Manly P. Hall died. I don't know why I don't know this. Sometimes I wonder how he got away with us sharing all the things that he did. He died August 29th. That's the 241st day of the year. That's the 53rd prime number. It's interesting he was born March 18th. I'm going to do some more research on his death. I'm sure there's all sorts of things there. I don't know why I haven't looked at Manly P. Hall's death. Hey, thanks for that book sale. I think that was the first one during this whole live stream. So we're like averaging one an hour right now. Have you read the book Between Heaven and Hell about the three people that died November 22nd, 1963? Aldous Huxley and C.S. Lewis. I did not realize that all of them died that day. Aldous Huxley, he wrote some interesting books. Through the Looking Glass. Huh. I will look into that. Between Heaven and Hell. That's the thing about Masonry. That's how Masonry has the good reputation because they're very charitable. A lot of people, when they hear about the Freemasons, will say, oh, aren't those the people that donate all the money? And it's like, yeah, they're also the people that print all the money. But yeah, that's why they have a good reputation. It's like if you were a murderer and people didn't know that you were a murderer, and you know, you're the same guy who on the weekends you went out and you passed out flowers to old ladies, and people would be like, "Oh, that guy, he's the best guy in town. He gives old lady flowers." Well, do you know what he does in the middle of the night? Have you guys ever checked the gematria of night, by the way, with the alphabetic order? You know, a lot of bad stuff goes down in the night time. Night has that gematria of 58, like Freemasonry, like secret society. I don't think that's an accident. I am personally a big fan of the nighttime. I've always been a little bit of a night owl. Well, not as I've gotten older. I used to be when I was younger, but anyway, I don't think it's an accident that night has their numbers. They like to do their dirty at the night. You know what surprises me is how many of you guys hang around when I chat. I hope I entertain you guys. Maybe you guys just got nothing better to do like me. Let's see. Where's God, the chat skipped down again and I don't know where I was. Man. Oh, I lost where I was. It's all gone now. Oh, whoa, actually I'm there. Wow, there is so much chat to go through, you guys. We'll be here all night. Hey, Zach, have you ever seen the video with the Grim Reaper at the Golden Gate Bridge? I haven't. Is it a movie, a music video, a commercial? What is it? If you respond to me now, I'm going to have to scroll down through about 10,000 comments before I get there. So I guess I'll have to remember to look it up. Chicago, the one divided into 77 neighborhoods, where Rahm Emanuel, the proud Zionist, is the mayor. Yeah, Chicago. Masonic Lodge by the police station. We know how they do that one. You know what I need? I need a index of every major city and its area code and zip code. That's something I would like to look at. I know there's something up with a lot of the zip codes. Like for you big football fans today, there was a game in London, the Seahawks and the Raiders, and it was in Wembley Stadium. Wembley Stadium equals 206. That's the Seattle area code, 206. And the game was exactly 206 weeks after the Raiders and Seahawks last played. Pete Carroll got his 82nd regular season win, if I'm not mistaken, today. Maybe it was 82nd all-time win. It was one of the two for the Seahawks, and he became the winningest coach in Seattle history, and Seattle equals 82 at the alphabetic order. So it just goes to show, and again, you can prove this in all sorts of games every single week, college and pro. It just goes to show how nicely it was all synced up. This special game, having it in London, in this stadium that had the 206 connection, the Seattle area code. I know that about Seattle right away because I'm here in my phone's 206 area code. But I'm sure if I knew every other cities like I knew Seattle, I'd catch a lot more things. Because I see how they do rituals with 206 in Seattle all the time. Like in baseball this year, Robinson Cano got suspended 206 days from his birthday. Yada, yada, yada. It just, there is something to everyone's area code and zip code, absolutely. Somebody says, what should they post for tomorrow in the news? I'd say just watch the market, watch the economy. Are we going to get a repeat of history, Black Monday from 31 years earlier? Or, even honestly, you guys, if you were going to try to wake people up to the economy right now, just have them look at that Economist cover from January 9th, 1988 with the Phoenix with the gold coin in the 10-10-2018 and say, what are the odds that it predicts this, economic problem, burning money, and then on 10-10-2018 we get the third worst economic performance in market history. I mean, I think right there, just sharing that with your friends rather than making a prediction. Because I mean, the thing with the prediction is, if you're right, it's like a gamble, right? When you make a prediction, you could be right, and you might wake up more people. An impressive prediction wakes up a lot of people. It's like when I nailed the Prince thing. I gained more subscribers overnight than I ever did before. But I don't know if you need to make a prediction at this moment to wake people up. Have people look at that magazine cover, and if you want to throw a little gematria at them, you can think about that. But most people are not perceptive to the gematria, unfortunately, no matter how overwhelming the evidence is. And I know that from doing what I've done for 5 years, and most people in my life still not coming around. So that's why I put it out here for the people who are open with the eyes to see. Utah has gematria of 58 like Freemasonry. Mormon has gematria of 77 like Masonic. If you ask any Mormon that comes to your door if they know that their church is controlled by Freemasonry, they'll all tell you that they do. They know that their church is completely Masonic. It's just part of the thing for them. JR Smooth says, go sub Gematrinator 85. Yeah, that's Derek's channel. You should definitely be sub there. When you watch Derek's videos, though, you got to have on your listening ears because he'll throw a lot of numbers at you, connecting some big pieces. Who will Israel blame for Dome of the Rock destruction? Just start looking at the headlines right now. There's already headlines about how different Islamic groups want to blow up the Dome of the Rock. They're already putting the narratives out there. They'll probably blame it on another man in a cave. They'll probably say his name is Bosama bin Laden. Bosama bin Laden of the caves of Afghanistan. People will be like, what? That sounds just like Osama. But then they'll just believe it. They can tell these people anything. His name was Barack Obama bin Laden. Oh, I see. Gematria Forum says I need to go to the military and wake them up. You want to know something? Where I lived before, when I lived in Bothell, Washington, where I used to live, where I had the car crash through my house, I lived right next to the giant FEMA base. And it was the FEMA 10 region base, and the military's there all the time. And I think it was 2014. There was all these young military guys doing drills there one day. And I forget what I was all pissed off about. There was something that just happened in the news. And I was trying to talk to these guys through the fence. It's just a chain link fence right there. I mean, they're not standing on the ground above me or anything. I was just trying to talk to these guys through the fence. They all just ignored me. They would not even, I mean, they like looked at me, but they wouldn't respond. And I was like, look at these guys. They think that, okay. I was calling them out though, saying, you guys got to look into who you're serving. You guys are the mercenaries for the New World Order. So, is there a video of the interview you did? There's not a video, but there's an audio recording. You got to go to Inside the Eye Radio at his website. He might not have put it up yet. Here, let me check. If you want to see the interview I did yesterday morning, it's the website, InsideTheEyeLive.com. It looks like he hasn't updated it yet. But when he does update it, it'll be from October 13th, 18. And he contacted me after the show. He said he had a big rating spike, and his boss was very happy with the interview. So he said he plans to have me back soon. And I'm sure there'll be another one. So a few times I really wanted to say something, and he cut me off, and I was like, okay, well, whatever, it's his show. But I had to get on him about Donald Trump, because before I came on the air, he was talking about how Donald Trump was elected, and he was talking about how much power Hillary has because she hasn't been arrested yet. And I just had to shut all that stuff down. I didn't do it right away when I got in the interview, but I had to build up to that point about how they're all just a bunch of New World Order puppets and don't fall for the lies. I think he was receptive to what I said too, which was nice. So 415 is Bay Area's old phone prefix. How about the new one? Appreciate the support. People saying they would travel with me wherever we go. I like that. Yeah, I guess I could set up a little table in this room. Yeah, I'll have to find like a little coffee table. That's a good idea there, Crystal. That's why it's good to have women around. They got all the common sense. Let's see. I'm in the market for a little coffee table. I will find that. Maybe I'm thinking about what I could do. I could get one of those oh, maybe that's too low. I know how people have like those trays that they put next to their couch. They're like real small little table areas. People like to eat dinner at their couch. I don't know what the term for that is, but maybe I can get that in a chair. That might work. I want to hear what Zachary has to say about the Antichrist figure. Well, I think, okay, so think about this, you guys. 666, the number of the beast, right? The Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. is 550 feet above ground and 111 feet below ground, 666 feet tall from all the way underground to the top. And 666, it's like, Remember, what's the number in D.C.? Everything in D.C. is 47. D.C. is 47, government 47, authority 47, president 47, White House 47, Republican 47, Democrat 47, and right on down the line. You know, Obama took the White House at age 47. Trump was in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel the night of the election. The word beast is 47. And I don't think that any of these people are like specifically the Antichrist, but I think the symbolism's there. It's like if you want to sit in the Oval Office, if you want to serve that throne, that government, you're serving the beast. You know, you're serving the beast agenda. And I think that's why they put that number on that city. This year on Yom Kippur, there was that story of that woman murdered by the numbers, the jogger in DC. If you missed my work on that, go back and check it out. Wasn't that long ago. Somebody says, do the gematria school on a third day besides Tuesday and Fridays. Friday's not gematria school right now. Well, it sort of is. It's the sports decoder school. Tuesday night's the gematria school. I want you guys to understand, and I think you already understand this. I put in just so much time a week already. I pretty much do nothing else besides this research and eat and take showers and sleep sometimes. But I will think about doing more time. Again, if more people sign up and the money keeps pouring in, then I'll find some extra juice for even more midnight oil. But and I'll also take a vote and say, okay, what date? What other day do you guys want gematria school? So Crystal Rain says you can't beat gematria school price or the book price. I agree. Jinbo has the same type of thought as me. He says, I believe the Antichrist is more of a system of government, not just one person. And that's pretty much what I was just saying, too. So thanks for the compliment, Suzanne. Is the month of October related to 666? Well, it's the only month that has gematria of 666 is October. If you go to your base ciphers on Gematrinator and type it out the word October, you'll see the one cipher. It's 111 in the reverse Sumerian, or excuse me, the reverse ordinal. If you go, I think Derek put it in here. You guys can see my screen, so I'll do it right here. October. You see how it's 111? If you see a 111 value in the ordinal cipher or the reverse ordinal cipher, then you know that times 6 is 666. So you go to this mathematical and reverse English Sumerian, that's the times 6. So October has that connection to 666. Witchcraft has that gematria 666. The Halloween month. Thanks for the compliments, people. People saying I'm worth so much more. Well, collectively, when you all support, you know, everyone's little investment pulls up into a big old thing. So, and that's the way I thought of it from the beginning. I thought if as many people buy this book as they should, you know, $5 is more than enough for me to charge per book. So, but again, I've gotten all this feedback that if I raise the price, people think it'll sell better. And the sales have been pretty mediocre now for about a month straight. So when these last copies go at $5, I'm going to try a slightly higher price. I'm not gonna take it up to $20 like a lot of people are saying. I'm thinking $9. I'm thinking I'm going to take it up to $9 to see how that goes. Some people are saying I should do it at $9.99. I'll think about it. JR Smooth says the prices are fair. I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep it all fair and affordable. I see you guys are commenting on things I talked about a while ago. Somebody's still accusing me of being a Mason. Look, if you think I'm a Mason, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm obviously not a Mason. I'd be in big trouble if I was a Mason. If you read my book, I mean, I have something to say about secret societies and why I don't think they're right. I mean, I'd be the ultimate hypocrite to write that and be in one myself. Is Gematrinator 85 not a moderator? I'll make him a mod. I didn't realize that he wasn't one. He's not normally in here in my chat. That's why. There he is. He's already a moderator. He's already a moderator. Somebody points out May 15th is a 515 date, not Day, annual day of the catastrophe commemoration for Palestinians. Really? Is that so? Okay. I am so grateful that I made it to this comment. I have to look this up right now. That is just too much right there. Oh my God. If you weren't here in the beginning, we were starting out with this whole 515 thing and how it lines up with August 11th. And that is true. It's the day after the Independence Day of Israel. Oh boy. What's this equal in gematria? Now we're building onto some relevance here. Hmm. I see things in those numbers. I'm gonna save it for later. Great find. Thank you so much. You guys don't have to kill for me. We got to kill to get free, possibly, unfortunately. I really think there needs to be a necessary war in this world. Hey, I'll tell you something I learned when the FBI came to my house. He said that they couldn't arrest me for what I said, even though they didn't have evidence of what I said when they came here. He said they could not arrest me because I didn't set a date. He said if I would have set a date for what I said, I'd be under arrest. And I said, well, without the evidence, I mean, I can't even be certain about what you're speaking about. But later he did send me the audio file of the recording. But the thing was, the audio file did not have what he accused me of saying in it. But I did notice in the audio file, I didn't set any dates for what I was ranting about, which was ending the federal government. So just remember, if you ever go on a rant, don't set a date. It could turn into a legal matter. So something I learned here in recent months. Crystal Rain says she's good with graphics. I'm going to need that in my camp. Sounds like an employee here. I like your optimism. There has to be a woman that steps up and starts doing this research. People listen, people like listening to a woman speak, intelligent woman, women more attractive. I see all these women who do have YouTube channels and speak about some stuff of truth related. They all have pretty big followings. So thank you for buying the book and supporting the Patreon. JR Smooth all over the NBA opening night. So mote it be. Yeah, if you guys have not seen, if you have Netflix, there's a new Freemasonry documentary on there. And So mote it be is this outro rap song. Here, I'll just put it up here right here. So mote it be. And this is a Masonic phrase. I learned about it just I mean, if I was a Freemason, I would have known this years ago, right? But no, look at so mote it be and look at Freemason. Got the overlap in our most pure cipher. Also this one. We call that the 147 windows on the White House cipher. It's also got 57 like Scottish Rite, 123 like conspiracy. So mote it be. I think we do need some undercover Freemasons to join the cause. Get some more secrets out here, some more undeniable evidence. There used to be this young Canadian dude who infiltrated the lodges and was calling my radio show. I hope he's okay. Sometimes I wonder if he just became a Mason and stopped talking to me. But for those of you who follow my radio show, he used to call week after week for a while there. Haven't heard from him now for quite a while. Hoover Dam, yeah, it's got the numbers there, the Hoover Dam. Do I know about Project Bluebeam? I've read about it. Sometimes I think that's just like some overstated, I don't know, misinformation. I could be wrong about that, but people have been freaking out about Project Bluebeam for a while. And are they going to use it to do a fake an alien invasion or a fake rapture? Uh, I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't seem like it seems like they're very repetitive in the things that they do to us. Destroy things, blame it on somebody. Hey, everybody, look over there. That's who we got to go to war with next. I mean, I just feel like they don't even need to change their tricks. It's just like, if you have a dog, you can always go play the same games with the dog. You can trick the dog with the same tricks. You can do the fake throw and then hide it behind your head. The dog's looking all over the yard for the ball. Dog never learns. I feel like the New World Order tyrants treat us like we're the silly dog in the backyard with the fake ball throw. So I don't know if they have to get, you know, as sophisticated as these blue beam ideas, but maybe they will one day. I don't know everything. So what's your plan after there's no government? Well, I'll get there the day that we have no government. I mean, Morgan heard the cha-ching when they bought it. Very cool. Very cool. Doesn't anybody else want to hear the cha-ching when they buy it? Oh, shoot. It skipped down on me again. I was just getting down to the. Make a cipher for my followers, huh? Our own little code. I'd have to think about that one. I lost where we were in the chat. Shoot. You guys think I should price the book at $9.11? Maybe I should, because it does have pretty much the ultimate 9/11 decode in there. Another person asked me, what made me think I could be president? I didn't know that I was ever running for president. But hey, speaking of president, my 6th grade teacher, I'll never forget her name, Mrs. Peak, she did predict that I would be president of the United States someday, and she really believed it. She had a lot of faith in me. So I wouldn't want to be president, though. I'd want to be the person who ended the federal government. That would be more my thing. I'm the person who wants to go on the book tour speaking truth and who made a joke about becoming president. Clear joke in a blurb about doing a book tour. So it's one of those, you got to learn to interpret correctly what you're reading. Javon says, I did a great job with the picks today. Yeah, I'm a little sore, though, about not calling the Ben Roethlisberger game right. In hindsight, I'm just going, why would I ever question that he was not going to go 22-7 against Cincinnati on his 227th day of his age? So I should have done even one better than I did. I always kick myself when I miss ones like that where I looked at it and then I went the other way. We're going to get the perfect week yet. I'm hoping week 7's the gem. I'm going super thorough on next week's decode. I'm trying to get that perfect week. I haven't had one yet this year. Years past, I've had some perfect weeks. We'll do it again. What's the coordinates of San Francisco? I know it's on the 122nd meridian. I know that right off the bat because San Francisco equals 122 in gematria. Here, I'll just show you this before we I don't know how I do that sometimes. I hit some button, and then when I hit the words, it types it in backwards like it's Hebrew. I don't know how I do it. So San Francisco, with the alphabetic order, is 122. Remember they hosted Super Bowl 50? God, you know what else is tripping me out right now? Look at the 202, you guys. That is the number that we began with when we started decoding August 11, 2019. I did not notice this until right now. This year, Tisha B'Av was on the 202nd day of the year. The red heifer thing, red heifer in Jewish gematria is 202. And all of the original headlines about the red heifer coded 202. So God, that now I'm just like, okay, I'm getting even more serious about San Francisco here. Okay, I did not know that until just this moment. That's crucial. San Francisco just got more serious for August 11, 2019. But I know it's on the 122nd meridian. I'm not sure what parallel it's on. I can't type either, but I think this will pull it up anyway. On the 37th, just a hair off the 38th parallel. Hmm. 122, some things that matter for that is Elohim in Jewish gematria is 122. That's the God of the Old Testament connected to this part of the prophecy, so that matters. Um, Freemason with the Francis Bacon cipher, that's where you take into account capital letters. Freemason is 122. There's some other things I can't think right now, but I'm glad we looked at that just to find the 202 thing. My goodness. Crystal Rain says, I have a full time job now. Crystal Rain, I've had full time jobs since you have no idea. When I was in high school, I had so many jobs. I had multiple paper routes. I worked at 2 fast food restaurants. I pushed carts at a grocery store. I umpired softball, basketball, and soccer. I did newspaper subscriptions. I had like so many jobs. When I think back, I'm like, how did I keep up with all of that? Plus, I had to go to school. Hey, 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 somebody got a book. That was a cha-ching. I've been a hard worker for a long time. My mom started making me clean houses in the summer with her when I was 7. She couldn't afford childcare, so I went to work for summer break. I remember getting home from working and being so excited to play outside with the friends who had to go inside and eat dinner as I was getting home. That was the bummer. But somebody says, do I ever get paranoid doing this kind of work? I don't. I don't. You know, I don't live in fear. So somebody laughed at my statement of women and common sense. I see why you're laughing. I've known some women who don't have common sense, but there's some women who do have a lot of common sense. You know, that phrase about behind every good man is a good woman. You know, you find a good woman, she can give you a lot of, she can give you some good common sense. I got one in my life. Zach Brady just fumbled at 2:23 in the third. How about it? Oh, somebody says me and Derek are Freemason shills. Oh man, if I'm a shill, I'm surprised I haven't been fired yet. I feel like I'm giving away way too many secrets. I feel like I am not doing a good job shilling. Spirit of Truth from Washington State. I lived the majority of my life in Washington State. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon. Born in Portland at Good Sam, Good Samaritan. I've lived in 3 states in my life: Oregon, Washington, and Arizona. I was in Arizona for college. Oh, hey, hey, another cha-ching. We might get to 20 sales today yet. Let's see. Somebody says, what is with the fish swimming in the Dead Sea and the prophecy of Ezekiel? I got to look into that. I don't know. That's news to me. Somebody points out that So Mote B comes from Wicca. Here's something that you should know. Let me just get rid of some of these ciphers here. I got too many ciphers up on the screen. I don't like to look at more than 4 ciphers at once. Wicca. You see the gematria 39 and 96 and 33? You see that? Masonry has the 3339 thing going, and of course Freemasons 96. And then pagan, look at pagan 3996. We just did it, you know. Major overlaps here with these things. So the gematria, it really connects. Tom McNamara. I like Tom McNamara. He's the guy who's reading my book a lot. I wish more people were out there reading the book, sharing the knowledge. And very cool to have Tom sharing the work. If his name equals 93, that doesn't mean, let's see what Tom, you get your own decode. Tom McNamara. I guess you were asking him a question about 93. His name has gematria of look at this guy. This guy's name is straight mathematics. Look at your name, Tom McNamara. It is mathematics in all the ciphers. It's like you were born to find this knowledge, man. And I like watching Tom read my book because he's real passionate about it, and it makes me feel proud. I'm like, good, somebody is having a very positive response to my book. And I had never decoded his name until just now, and I said, holy moly, this guy is all mathematics right here. Sorry, Tom, if you don't want me to put your name out there like that, but I imagine you don't mind. I mean, you do have a YouTube channel with your name. Yeah, Tom McNamara is right. Thelema says hello and goodbye by saying number 93, and it symbolizes love. And what that makes me think of is the word love with the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, 54. Notice the 18 too. The word sun has this gematria of 54 and 18. And think about, the sun 93 million miles away. Thelema, 93 represents love. When I was young, I used to believe that the sun was a sign of God's love for us. And I mean, it still makes sense to me. I mean, the sun's just such a nice thing. So years ago, when I first started this research, I had this woman who was a Thelemite, that's a follower of Thelema, and she was writing me all this stuff, and she was getting so mad at me that I was talking about Thelema in light of all of this wrongdoing in the world. And I think she was a sincere person, and it's a reminder that like all of these things in the world, they're not necessarily evil. They can be used for evil, but they're not necessarily evil. Because the woman was just getting so mad. She's like, I've never hurt anybody, but I'm really into this spiritual practice. And so anyway, she'll always be in my mind because she reached out so many times and wrote so many emails, and she never really forgave me though for bringing up Thelema in light of the subjects I was talking about. But then again, Thelema is credited to Aleister Crowley, and I don't think Aleister Crowley was, all good. So it's like that song we talked about, the Ozzy Osbourne song. Sounds like he has some concerns for what Aleister Crowley did. Isn't it interesting that Black Sabbath has the song War Pigs? I think that's one of the truest songs ever written. It's like this band, this song. Some people think Black Sabbath's all evil and satanic, and it does seem like it's partly at least. But you listen to a song like War Pigs, you're like, this song should be required listening for young people. Song has a lot of truth in it. People need to think about. Brother Roman is somebody I should hit up. Okay, Brother Roman. There's a lot of names to remember in this world. Brother Roman. There's another cha-ching, thank you. Yeah, the red heifer thing was a self-fulfilled prophecy. It was probably grown in a lab. Oh no, the thing skipped on me again. Looks like some people's messages are getting deleted. There must be some trolling going on. I didn't even get to see it. Ah, are we really this far back up the chat again? You guys, you know what? It's 8 o'clock, and tonight's the night my girl has to crash early, which is she has to get up early for school on Monday. She has a lot going on. I think I'm going to get off and just chill out for a little bit. I haven't chilled out for quite a while now. I can't remember the last time I chilled out. So I'd like to chill out for just like an hour before I go to bed. And I really appreciate all your guys' support and people picking up the book and joining the Patreon, and look forward to seeing you guys in Gematria School this Tuesday night. if you're new there, under the last Gematria School video, please leave a comment for what you would like to talk about this week in Gematria School. I'm putting together this week's lesson, and I'm taking your feedback. And here comes my sweet lady right now. She's wondering why I'm still on the computer. So I'm logging off, you guys. Tom McNamara, you're welcome for the decode. And for one last question, Vanilla Godzilla says, is it significant that your book's 773 pages? You guys are never going to believe me, but I didn't mean for the book to be that many pages. I did not know how long the book was until I put it all together, because I just written it chapter by chapter. I had it all saved as separate documents. But when I was done there, when I said, okay, I can't write anymore, when the publisher told me that if I made it any more pages in terms of the material I'd already sent them, because I'd been giving it to them chapter by chapter, they said it would be too long to bind. So I put it together all as one PDF document when I put it up for sale online, and it came out to 773 pages. And I had not noticed until the day I did it. And it wasn't even me who noticed it first, but somebody else said, hey, Zach, 773 is the 137th prime number. And I said, oh, really? And sure enough, it was. And I said, well, I guess that's fitting, because, I mean, the book is largely exposing a code that's from Kabbalah, and in Hebrew, Kabbalah is 137. So call it the organic side. And some things just work out that way. So my girlfriend's over here looking at me. She's convinced that most of this stuff's all organic. She thinks that the universe is just working it out this way. That's her take on it. You want to let them know, Doibu?
What?
Is all organic? She gave me a shrug of the shoulder. She doesn't want to talk about it on camera. All right, you guys. Have a good night. Thanks again for the support. I'll be back tomorrow. Another full day of decodes. Until next time.